Hi, my name is Rocky Callen, and I am the author of the YA novel A Breath Too Late. I'm going to read an excerpt from the novel. This particular chapter is a letter to her best friend August, and this is a flashback to when they were children. You groaned as you entered our clearing. I hate them. I didn't look up. Hate who? You collapsed next to me, plopping right into a patch of wishing flowers, and I almost slapped your arm for ruining them before my gaze caught on how the seeds fluttered in the air and sunlight, like little dreams with fluffy parachutes. I didn't blow the seeds free, but I closed my eyes and made a wish anyway. My parents. You don't hate your parents. Yes, I do. Why? I had met your parents. They wore iron clothes and had gelled hair and smiles almost as big as yours. No one had a smile quite as big as yours. They called me Miss Ellie as if I was already grown. I like them. Because they are so old and boring and like they don't get me, you know? You started to pick at a scab on your knee. Stop that. I smacked your hand away. You looked at me as if I had just slapped you square in the face. I rolled my eyes. You'll scar if you keep picking. I knew all about scars, and I didn't want to see any on you. You huffed out a breath. So I was talking to them about these two things for weeks now, and they just kept putting it off, and I finally cornered them and told them to give me an answer, and they flat out said no. They knew all along they would say no, and they just made me wait. I looked at the way your face scrunched up into angry lines. What did they say no to? They won't let me go to art camp this summer. I sat up straighter. You had just won the art award at school. You had a collection of paintings hanging in our school hallway. Every single notebook you owned was framed in elaborate pencil drawings. You had been talking about going to art camp in the city for 2 whole years, and you were finally old enough. Maybe I didn't like your parents either. That's so stupid. I know. Art camp would mean you would be away for 6 weeks in the summer. I bristled the first time you talked about it, because I knew I would miss you, but I never wanted it taken from you because you belong there. We have to figure out a way for you to go. It's impossible. It costs $950. Where can I get money like that? This is where I would have liked to remember how we came up with some ingenious idea and the whole community rallied, and then we said our sniffly farewells as you headed off to camp. That is the movie version, but we didn't live in the movies. I scooted closer to you and leaned my head on your shoulder. You were plucking the seeds off the flowers, pinching bunches, tearing them off, and tossing them in the grass beside you. It didn't look like you were making a wish. It looked like you were throwing it away. Tell me a story, you whispered. This had become our game over the past few months. I would tell you stories and you would draw me promises. We wrote and drew our way out of our worst days. Sometimes I didn't understand your anger. Sometimes the things that wrecked your day seemed so small in comparison to the bruises on my back. But still, I wanted to take all of that hurt away, even if I didn't understand it, because it was yours and I didn't want it to be. There was a book. No, start with Once Upon a Time. Why? Isn't that how the fairy tales all start? That way, we know it will be a happy ending. Not all fairy tales have happy endings, but I didn't tell you that.